Let's observe how a light source and a stick are going to interact with one another. What I'm introducing as a light source is a flashlight with an open bulb. This is as good as a point light source as we need to do this demo. There are two elements to the stick and the shadow. One is how long the shadow is. When I move upwards, the shadow gets shorter. When I move downwards, the shadow gets longer. The other one is the direction of the shadow. When I move the light source around, the shadow moves around too. When we do constructions, we will not know where the shadow is, but we will know where the light source is and where this light source is relative to the ground. As long as we have those two things, we can determine the shadow direction and the shadow length. Let's park the light source right here. We know the position of the light source, so if we drop straight down from the light source to the ground, we will find right here the shadow origin. From the shadow origin, I can draw a line through the base of the stick. So I'm starting off here, go through the base of the stick, and keep on going. To determine what the length of the shadow is, we go from the light source itself through the top of the stick to the ground, and we'll find it right here. With this, the shadow and the light source and the shadow origin are actually playing with one another, so they interconnect with one another. Again, we need the shadow origin. We need to know where the light source is sitting relative to the ground. Then we need to know where the stick touches the ground and where the top of the stick is. Then we can draw a line from the shadow origin through the base of the stick. We know now the shadow direction, so this is the direction. And now, to find the length of the shadow, we start at the light source, draw a line through the top of the stick, all the way to the ground where they intersect. That's where you will find the length of the shadow. Let's take another look at the lighting situation here. What we want to do is add another stick into the scenario. It's sitting here on the ground and the top of the stick is right here. So to create the shadow for this stick, what we need to have first is the shadow direction. So we can take the original and find the shadow direction this way. And then repeat the shadow direction towards the other side with a little bit of convergence. With that, I know where the two shadows should be going. The next thing I need to find out is how long the shadow is going to be. So what we need for that is the light direction. We're going from the end of the shadow through the top of the stick, and with that we have the light direction. Having the light direction, which is pretty steep, we don't expect much convergence, and we can cast the shadow downwards of the top of the stick towards the ground, and we'll find here the length of the shadow. So what we need to make our construction is we need to have a light direction and a shadow direction. These can be generated by the shadow origin or the light source, depending on what construction you have. If you have sun or local light, they will differ a little bit, but the principles are still the same. One other thing that you should be aware of is that the whole construction that we did here, and I'm going to extend this a little bit, happens on a plane. And this plane is sitting upright on the ground. So here we have the plane. So on this plane, the whole construction is happening. So it's a vertical plane, and 90 degrees to the ground. So 90 degrees this way and 90 degrees that way.